Breaks angry just watching that little clip. Ava DuVernay's When They See Us has been called one of the most important and must-see series of the year. It shined a light on the true story of 5 teens from Harlem falsely accused of attacking a jogger in Central Park in the spring of 1989.
Well, join us now is Kevin Richardson, who was only 14 when accused of this crime. Kevin spent more than 5 years in juvenile detention. He was exonerated in 2002 and has dedicated his life to activism. He's joined by his attorney, Vanessa Plotkin. They both worked very closely at the Innocence Project. Welcome to you both. Thank you so much for joining us. Kevin, your story. I mean, Scott and I have gone over and over this. It's been 30 years. How do you move forward? How do you get over something like this?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. You know, really don't get over it, actually. It's just something that I've been dealing with for 30 years. It's a process each day, but because of my kids, it helps me move on better. But it's a part of my life, and it's something that just easily can't be just put away.
Yeah, the show on Netflix, When They See Us, seems to have reignited the outrage, the sadness that was experienced by a lot of people, especially in helplessness, especially in Harlem. When you see people reaching out to you now in regard to your story, how does that feel? How does that make you feel?
Well, the support has been very gratifying. You know, if anybody that remembers in the 80s in New York City, well, all over the world for that matter, the reception wasn't that great. Like, we always had people that was in our corner, but now to have the love and support from people all over the world, you know, when people seen the series, it was over 190 countries. So just to get that love, when I'm walking down the street or when I'm just with my family, people literally stop by and give me a hug, want an autograph. It still feels surreal, because outside of this, my life is just I'm just an average, ordinary guy from New York City that's raising his family, but the support is huge. Like, I can't even imagine how big it is.
I want to hug that little 14-year-old boy. That's what I think back, Kevin. Kevin, you gave a false confession. Vanessa, how common are these?
Well, since 1989, the year that Kevin was wrongfully arrested, 2,471 people have been proven innocent.
Wow.
And 365 of those cases were people proven innocent by DNA testing. You know, people who served decades in prison for crimes they didn't commit. And in 28% of the DNA exoneration cases, innocent people have falsely confessed to crimes that they didn't commit. False confessions occur.
How does that happen? How do you admit to something you absolutely did not do?
Well, because as soon as the interrogation begins, the goal of the interrogation is not, you know, for police to get more information about the crime. It's not an interview. The goal is to get you to confess. In this country, police can lie, right? They can lie about evidence. They can say, we have fingerprints, we have DNA. If you're innocent, because interrogations are so stressful, this leads innocent people to falsely confess, because they think if I just tell them what they want to hear, the interrogation will end, the investigation will continue. When they do DNA testing, you know, when they examine the prints, they'll see it's not me and I'll be cleared. But of course, that doesn't happen. Police can also lie about consequences. You know, we saw this. This was what was so, you know, outrageous and almost just equated with child abuse in When They See Us, is that, you know, they can elude, just tell us, you need to tell us now. You know, you want to go home, don't you? So they make people believe if you cooperate with the police, if you give them what they want to hear, you will be able to go home. So we need to change in this country how we conduct interrogations. You know, we need to change the culture of policing. We need to change, you know, how criminal investigations and prosecutions are conducted.
Yeah.
Kevin, tell us about the Innocence Project and all the good work that you're doing.
Wow, you know, the Innocence Project has been like an extended family to us, and the guys, you know, because of them, they gave us the platform to start speaking, because I was one that was very reserved and shy, but then I found, you know, I realized that it's bigger than me, actually. It's bigger than the 5 of us. We're representing a community of people of color that has been done wrongfully. So working with the Innocence Project, it gave us that light to shine light on everyone else. So now, like, I'm ecstatic to carry that torch and use my platform to raise awareness to the world.
Well, you speak about that light. I mean, this is a conversation that dealing with police and law enforcement is a conversation that a lot of parents of color have with their kids of color. I had it with my mom. For all those moms out there, all those parents out there watching right now, what is the tip? What is the thing to remember, the thing to do and not to do should you find yourself interacting with law enforcement?
Well, one thing is to do is actually know your rights. You know, we often become naive to the situation. The first thing is, with Miranda rights, you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything until you get a lawyer. You know, because of that, things that could get slipped up so fast, which happened with us, you know, we was unsupervised. So the first thing is to get a lawyer and stay silent and, you know, speak to your parents and wait for help to come. And, you know, and then you proceed on from there. But you really have to just stay focused and just stay silent.
Do you parent different, Kevin?
Excuse me?
Do you parent different with your kids now, considering what happened to you?
Yes, I do. You know, I actually have, I have two daughters. One is 11 years old and one is a little 18-month, a little twin. Yeah, you know, my 11-year-old, she grew up very sheltered because I was very scared of what will happen to her. And growing up in this day and age, it's kind of scary. But I find myself being really strong on her, even though she's my little sweet girl. But I have to be like that because I was a little sweet guy.
Yeah.
And what happened to me. So we really have to, my wife and I really have to force that knowledge on her. And I could be a little hard sometimes, but it's called tough parenting.
Yeah.
I like it.
Kevin, thank you so much. Vanessa, thank you so much. We are going to be watching to see if When They See Us will snag an Emmy nomination.
It has to.
Right? If you love that video, you're going to love everything on the Access YouTube channel. So hit the subscribe button. You can thank me later. Hit it. Now.